Left of screen was a driver hoping to take the lead, Tanat Sathi and Thirikul, but covering it off on the inside. Roelof Bruins did what he needed to do on that run to the first corner. All clean, tidy in there. There was a bit of contact, I think, at turn 3. A little bit of contact right there. In fact, Jeffrey Lee almost coming to a stop. And then further around the lap, that's turn 3. He's on the outside. Look for the Porsche getting a better exit, though. Got the power down just slightly early onto that infield straight. And by the time they got up to turn number 4, the Porsche was ahead of the Mercedes. Roelof Bruins could do nothing about it. He cursed the fact it seemed to have more speed, and Yuya Sakamoto trying to dive up the inside for second place in the Ferrari and managing to do so. Roelof Bruins being put a little bit onto the grass, so that's why third was his position rather than second, and then trying to make moves, but outbraking himself. The Prince of Johor, Jeffrey Ibrahim, getting it wrong, and that was Anthony Liu, who'd fallen to the tail of the field, fighting his way back up the order to try and get to the front of the Pro-Am honours. And then, unfortunately, there clearly had been some contact on the opening lap of the race. So this car, the 88 Mercedes, had battle, but for Jeffrey Lee, that went rather wrong later in the race. Craft Bamboo Racing, Christina Nielsen just at the tail of the top 10, being chased very hard indeed by Piti Bhirombhakdi, and unfortunately this was a moment that wasn't quite enough space for Bhirombhakdi to go through. And Anthony Liu said thank you very much on his recovery drive, went past, and a drive-through penalty came the way of the McLaren team, hardly surprisingly for that incident. Then, of course, came the regular pit stops. The car looking to go forward was the number 13 Audi for Absolute Racing, but it didn't progress as far as the top 10. Tidy pit stop. Tanat Sathi and Thirikul handed over to Philip Hamprecht, and a couple of laps later in came the Indigo Racing Mercedes, but by the time they rejoined, the Mercedes was behind but caught up, and this is the moment. First turned into second, nearly third for Philip Hamprecht, got caught up behind the GT4 class leading Craft Bamboo Racing, lost the lead, lost momentum, and the Ferrari got into his tail as well. And unfortunately for Hamprecht, he wasn't able to resist the Ferrari for very long. You can see the Ferrari could be placed where the driver wanted, and in no time at all, it was Marcos Gomez, the Brazilian racer, up the inside, job done. Third became second. Nothing he could do about the pace of the Indigo Racing Mercedes, however. Emmanuel Metzger, who really attacked from the outset of this stint, able to bring it home towards the end of the race, was able finally to relax, and at the end he was nearly 5 seconds to the good over Marcos Gomez for a famous win for the Indigo Racing Mercedes here on home ground in the Korea International Circuit. Look at that joy.